Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Eloisa Ramos, and I'm joined with my friend Connie.
Hello.
Hi, and we are continuing with the study of A Course in Miracles. We are on chapter 18 of the text, and it's the passing of the dream. And it is section 5, the happy dream. Okay. All right, paragraph 1. Prepare you now for the undoing of what never was. If you already understood the difference between truth and illusion, the atonement would have no meaning. The holy instant, the holy relationship, and the Holy Spirit's teaching, and all the means by which salvation is accomplished would have no purpose, for they are all but aspects of the plan to change your dreams of fear to happy dreams, from which you waken easily to knowledge. Put yourself not in charge of this, for you cannot distinguish between advance and retreat. Some of your greatest advances you have judged as failures, and some of your deepest retreats you have evaluated as success. Okay, so basically we're not really in a position to judge the spiritual journey. And we might as well just give it all to the Holy Spirit. Because we don't understand the difference between truth and illusion. So that's the whole spiritual journey here, okay? Because the acceptance of the atonement is the recognition that the separation never happened. So we wouldn't need that if we could tell the difference between truth and illusion, because we wouldn't be confused and we wouldn't be believing in the ego. So there would be no ego. There would be no identification with the body. Does that make sense, Connie? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes. So the purpose of the holy instant, holy relationship, all of the Holy Spirit's teachings, is to help us reach salvation. Okay. And therefore salvation would be to be able to recognize the difference between truth and illusion. Okay. Because then there would be no conflict, there would be no fear. The mind would be completely free of unreality. So we want to be able to trust the Holy Spirit to take us there and get our own, judgments out of the way. Because we can't judge, failure and success on this journey. That we have the little I, that's an ego image, body ego image, has no reference point outside of time to be able to judge the spiritual journey.
Mhm.
Okay, number 2.
Okay. Never approach the holy instant after you have tried to remove all fear and hatred from your mind. That is its function. Never attempt to overlook your guilt before you ask the Holy Spirit's help. That is his function. Your part is only to offer him a little willingness to let him remove all fear and hatred and to be forgiven. On your little faith, joined with his understanding, he will build your part in the atonement and make sure that you fulfill it easily. And with him, you will build a ladder planted in the solid rock of faith and rising even to heaven, nor will you use it to ascend to heaven alone.
What do you think this paragraph is telling us, Connie?
Well, that we can't do any of this stuff on our own, and gotta just make sure to ask for Holy Spirit's help in every instance of fear or hatred or guilt or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're just getting in the way. And yeah, we just have to ask. Yeah.
Yes, because to try to do it alone means we're identified with separation, with the self as ego body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's part of the belief in separation that we have to figure things out on our own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, number 3. Through your holy relationship, reborn and blessed in every holy instant, you do not arrange. Thousands will rise to heaven with you. Can you plan for this? Or could you prepare yourself for such a function?
Mm.
Yet it is possible because God wills it, nor will he change his mind about it. The means and purpose both belong to him. You have accepted one, and the other will be provided. A purpose such as this, without the means, is inconceivable. He will provide the means to anyone who shares his purpose. Okay. Yes. So the means. So it's kind of restating what we were reading about in the previous section on the little willingness. Um, so everything is accomplished through, our part is that little willingness, but we don't accomplish it alone. So it's God's will that provides um, the power, which comes from the purpose of love, which is creative, um, creative will, creative power, or God's will, which is, let's see, infinite. So so through your holy relationship, reborn and blessed in every holy instant that you do not arrange, thousands will rise to heaven with you. Because it's not an individual self. The mind is not an individual mind. It's not a private mind. And the holy relationship is where we, well, if you think about Jesus and how many people that blessed, um, I think that's what it's referring to.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's possible because God wills it. So, so it is. Okay, number 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay, happy dreams come true not because they are dreams, but only because they are happy. And so they must be loving. Their message is, Thy will be done, and not, I want it otherwise. The alignment of means and purpose is an undertaking impossible for you to understand. You do not even realize you have accepted the Holy Spirit's purpose as your own, and you would merely bring unholy means to its accomplishment. The little faith it needed to change the purpose is all that is required to receive the means and use them. Mm. So sentence 4, I'm just alignment of means of purpose.
Mhm. That means on purpose. Uh, so
Is
that, yeah.
no, it's just an undertaking impossible for you to understand. So means and purpose.
It-
My
Well,
yeah,
it's distinguishing again the part that we play in the plan of salvation, which is not our plan, it's God's plan. Okay.
yeah,
So the purpose is salvation,
okay,
but that's God's plan. Okay. But
right, okay.
we play a part of it. So we are the means that that carry out the purpose. Um, and and it has to do with how we decide. The little faith is needed to change the purpose because there's only two purposes. It's either love or fear, right? It's either
Mm,
we decide for God or we decide for the ego. There's only two thought
mhm,
systems.
mhm,
And so the little faith is just that little willingness that opens the mind
mm,
to the Holy Spirit so that let's see, so that in opening in that little willingness, we have accepted the Holy Spirit's purpose.
mhm,
Um, yes, so um, so so at that point, we're really just being guided. We're not really doing anything on our own. It's all guidance. Um, so we can't take credit for any quote unquote accomplishment.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's
Did
see.
it really bring me?
Yes, and the message is thy will be done and not I want it otherwise because it's really
Yeah.
I mean it's an attitude, right? Um,
Mm.
and you can see that there's one is humility and one is arrogance.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
okay, number 5. It is no dream to love your brother as yourself, nor is your holy relationship a dream. All that remains of dreams within it is that it is still a special relationship. Yet it is very useful to the Holy Spirit, who has a special function here. It will become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is fear, not happiness. Let him fulfill the function that he gave to your relationship by accepting it for you, and nothing will be wanting that would make of it what he would have it be. Um, so, so, so this is working with what is real and what is not real. Um, so the so what it's saying here, like think of the music, think of the Beatles music. Imagine, right?
Mm.
So imagine there's basically saying there's no war. Imagine.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay, so this is saying, well, that's not imagination. You don't have to imagine that. Okay, that's what reality is. Reality is the love of yourself and your brother. Okay, that's what the reality is. Not the conflict. Okay, that's the dream. The conflict is the dream. So, nor is your holy relationship a dream. So it's the special relationship that's the dream, because it's not a real relationship. So the only real relationship is our relationship with God, which is love, which is what we are.
Mm.
And so, so the holy relationship would then be not a dream. It would be reality, because it would be a reflection of the truth of the love of God as real. And so the Holy Spirit will use our special relationships to transform, to correct perception, okay, and that's the miracle, so that it will become the happy dream through which he can spread joy to thousands on thousands who believe that love is fear, not happiness. And I mean, when you think about, you know, the teachings of Jesus, that was basically, you know, he was teaching love. So, and he was spreading, he was teaching and living it. So thousands on thousands, I mean, millions, followed him for that reason. So, so we're learning to heal our mind because we have confused love with fear. That was the one substitution that we made. Remember, we were reading in the previous chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's no happiness in fear. We can't find happiness in a fearful world, in a world of conflict and war and let's see, inequality. You know, where we perceive not sameness but differences.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all separation. So the happy dream is when we release the fear and choose love. And of course, the practice of forgiveness is how we do it. So let him fulfill the function that he gave to your relationship by accepting it for you. And nothing will be wanting that would make it what he would not have it be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, okay, number 6.
When you feel the holiness of your relationship is threatened by anything, stop instantly and offer the Holy Spirit your willingness, in spite of fear, to let him exchange this instant for the Holy One that you would rather have. He will never fail in this, but forget not that your relationship is one, and so it must be that whatever threatens the peace of one is an equal threat to the other. The power of joining its blessing lies in the fact that it is now impossible for you or your brother to experience fear alone or to attempt to deal with it alone. Never believe that this is necessary or even possible. Yet, just as this is impossible, so is it equally impossible that the holy instant come to either of you without the other. And it will come to both at the request of either. Hmm.
Yeah, so reality, we read lesson 34 this week. I could see peace instead of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so it says the idea for today begins to describe the conditions that prevail in the other way of seeing. Um, yeah, so peace of mind is clearly an internal matter, and it must begin with your own thoughts and then extend outward. It is from your peace of mind that a peaceful perception of the world arises. So, so number 3 here is it says, but forget not that your relationship is one. And so it must be that whatever threatens the peace of one is an equal threat to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hmm.
so because the relationship is one, it means that giving is receiving always. There's no way for there to be inequality. That's why it's saying is that whatever threatens the peace of one is an equal threat to the other. So it's not, to choose conflict rather than peace is to basically attack ourselves.
Hmm.
Um, and we can't separate um, ourselves from others and think, oh, okay, well, I can have peace when uh, everybody else around me and people that I have relationships with um, are in conflict. And
Hmm.
um, let's see. Yeah, the power of joining its blessing lies in the fact that it is now impossible for you or your brother to experience fear alone or to attempt to deal with it alone. Um, so the idea is that we teach what we believe. So in
Mm-hmm.
any relationship, whether it's with your husband or it's with your doctor, um, we're going to be interacting with our points of view and our beliefs. And um, in that interaction, we teach each other um, uh, how to see things. Okay, and so the um, the idea is to be able to join in the relationship with someone else,
Mm-hmm.
but not buy into the dream of separation. But that's why it says to ask the Holy Spirit the minute that you feel threatened by anything.
Mm-hmm.
When you feel holiness of your relationship is threatened by anything, stop instantly and offer the Holy Spirit your willingness in spite of fear. Um, because you want to be able to stay present in love with the help of the Holy Spirit and not get sucked into the drama and the fear. So that that will be a blessing to the relationship, so that we can bring a blessing to the relationship.
That's a little it's, I'm thinking of yesterday I was with someone and I was very peaceful and suddenly this person came in to my space and was really wound up about things that are going on in the world and I um so it makes it sound like okay that if I'm feeling peaceful and demonstrating that then the other person would feel that too. But that seems like what it's saying. but that isn't the case. Or, that person's all spun out that, well,
Yeah, they
that,
would. They would feel it. They would.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. As long as I keep holding that. And yeah,
Hmm.
I did, but yeah, it was, yeah, just to keep holding that piece.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
okay.
Yep.
But it's not like I'm responsible for whatever is going on with that person, but to just, my function is to just be kind and peaceful. And
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
hopefully it reverberates or we can join somehow. Sometimes you can't.
Well, you're already joining by maintaining that peace there, that presence of peace,
Mm-hmm.
because they're really just calling for love.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so your state of
Mm-hmm.
peace is really offering um, that opportunity for them to see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If they're able to in that moment and they want to.
Yeah, if they want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you get wound up and you start reacting to everything that they're, saying, you're not going to be of much help to them in by offering them the contrast,
Yeah,
oh,
nor myself.
yes,
Yeah,
so I
no,
could see
it's
peace instead of this. That is
mhm.
always our option.
Yeah, above all else,
I
I
want to
want
see.
peace.
Yes,
Yeah, that's really been a really good one for me to carry right now. Yeah, pops into my head, and I'm very grateful. Above all else, I want peace. And
exactly. And so
yes,
you want to offer the Holy Spirit your willingness, in spite
yeah.
of the fear that comes up, so
Hmm.
that you let him exchange this instant for the Holy One,
Hmm.
yeah, that you would rather have.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, so let's
Really
see. 7.
impossible.
Okay. Whoever is saner at the time the threat is perceived should remember how deep is his indebtedness to the other and how
Mm,
much gratitude is due him, and be glad that he can pay his debt by bringing happiness to both. Let him remember this and say, I desire this holy instant for myself, that I may share it with my brethren whom I
mm,
love. It is not possible that I can have it without him or he without me.
mm,
Yet it is wholly possible for us to share it now. And so I choose this instant as the one to offer to the Holy Spirit, that his blessing may descend on us and keep us both in peace.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's a really beautiful prayer there.
It
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a little marker there. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is making the point that, in the situation that, you were mentioning,
Yeah.
it's, we're actually,
Mm,
um, we should be glad that he that we can pay his debt by bringing happiness to both. So in other words, it's not a bad thing when someone is necessarily showing up,
yeah.
yeah, upset, um,
It's a great
because
opportunity, huh?
exactly, yes,
Yes.
yes. So this is how we remember and how we practice
Mm.
giving that little willingness to the Holy Spirit. Yeah,
Hmm. Oh, good.
yeah,
Glad I brought that up. Yeah.
yeah.
Huh. Rather than wanting to get away from it, like, oh no, I don't want this.
Hmm.
Rather join. Yeah. How can we merge? Yeah. Hmm. So, in the moment when anything just, there seems to be any sort of conflict, to just Holy Spirit, help us merge into love right now. I don't know how, but just, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have
Yes.
do you have a lot of experiences with that happen, or
Um,
where you conflict with someone, and or they with you, and then yeah, anything come to mind as an example?
let's see. No, I think that what happens is that when, let's see, I'm not really finding a lot of conflict.
Like with the little kids? No, you're just
So,
conflict free.
well, with the little kids, let's see.
Or when you see it going on between them.
Yeah.
Mm,
So, well, I can usually tell when
mhm.
someone, let's see, um, I can usually tell just that there's what would it be? When people are upset, a lot of times it's um, how do I explain it? I I can already tell when someone's looking for a fight. Okay, people
Oh,
are just looking for conflict. They're already in
mm,
conflict themselves, and
mm.
to be in conflict yourself is actually to be really miserable and to be suffering. And the saying that um, what is it? Suffering loves, no, company,
Misery loves
misery.
company.
Exactly. Misery loves company. So a lot of times people that are
Oh,
upset and feeling, lonely, that's why it's really a call for love, because they're really wanting you or me to join in the battle.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So I can usually tell when that's happening. So I don't.
yeah,
I don't join it. I just listen. I usually just listen.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I do.
yeah,
So,
yeah, that's best. Yeah,
um,
yeah.
and
Hmm.
because there's not in those situations, they're not really in a position to listen anyway. They're not
Mm,
in a place where they are really open to seeing it differently in that
hmm.
moment.
Mm.
You
True,
know,
true. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So there's not
Mm.
a real opportunity to really exchange anything meaningful in terms of, trying to be helpful by saying something. Sometimes, you just listen and just say, yeah, I can see your point of view, basically. But
Well,
um,
that's what I was meaning earlier when, that it's not always possible to join, but I guess by you saying that
well, you are
will
joining in the sense that you're opening space for them
mm,
and you're offering them peace.
hmm.
So that's
And
joining.
you're
I
listening. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Hmm. Mm. Yeah.
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 I mean, with
Okay.
with the kids,
I,
I do step in with the kids once in a while when they're,
yeah.
especially if they start getting physical. Uh, um, but then I tried to explain to them, after one's crying, I tried to explain to him, well, this is what happens. It's not like they didn't have any part in it. You know, they're
Right.
they're they're
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's it. Mm. Okay. Well, that was a really great prayer there at the end. Let's read it again.
yes, go ahead, Connie.
I desire this holy instant for myself, that I may share it with my brother whom I love. It is not possible that I can have it without him, or he without me. Yet it is wholly possible for us to share it now. And so I choose this instant as the one to offer to the Holy Spirit, that his blessing may descend on us and keep us both in peace. Love that. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. All right. So next time, let's see. Beyond the body. Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for joining.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.